We're back out on the bass buggy, and today we're talking about why YouTube fishing videos can be a bad thing. Stick around and I'll explain. Caught that stinking pickerel. Yeah, I'm almost out of battery. That's a good one though.
Keep your fingers out of his mouth.
Yeah, he's a toothy little fella. I'll give him that. Let's see, where have I got him at? He's a slippery little dude too. Boy, he's got some nasty gnarlies there, don't he? I'm not a... See, I can't even see how I got him hooked. Oh, caught that. That's actually a nice little chain pickerel. He's had a bird try to get him. All right, we're going to let him go. Let him have his way back in the water. There you go, little dude. I got to wash
him again.
Yeah, not what we were looking for, but gets the skunk out of the boat. I got to wash my hands. Welcome back to lowbrow fishing. And you know, by and large, the internet in general, and YouTube in particular, have been really great assets. They give us tools we never had before. We can share information, we can talk about fishing, we can post pics and videos of the fish that we caught. No more are there stories about the one that got away. We can prove it in real time. However, there are times when this can be a disadvantage. There are definite times when the internet and YouTube are costing you bites. They're costing you fish. Now, I'm not saying that there's any malicious intent involved. In fact, quite the opposite. No angler posting a video or a blog article online means to lead anglers astray. But what happens a lot of times is when we're posting videos, tips, tricks, bait hacks, and whatever, we are used to talking about our own waters, the waters that we fish locally, the ones that we know inside and out. And any experienced angler will tell you that the personality and the fish of every single fishery is completely different. How those fish react, how they set up, even the types of baits they chase and the way they chase them is different from fishery to fishery. Experienced anglers have come to know this. As a matter of fact, if you get a chance to fish different fisheries around the country, not just regionally, but across state lines, from one part of the country to the other, north to south, east to west, you will find that there are drastic differences between the different types of fisheries. What works well in the Harris Chain in Florida may not work so well on the TVA lakes, but that's to be expected. It's a different environment and those fish set up differently. As an example, a popular YouTube fisherman may post this incredible new shaky head technique that he's using for fishing ledges on Chickamauga. Great stuff. He's catching them left and right. And he's absolutely correct. His technique is valid. However, if you're fishing a shallow lake or a different kind of lake, say Sam Rayburn in Texas, it may not work that way. So while that information is valid and it can be useful, you have to still take it with a grain of salt. We have to learn how to apply these techniques, how to apply these tips to our waters. And that comes with experience. So that's why I often talk about learn your waters. Get on Google Earth, look up your lake, and pick it apart. If you're able to, scroll back the images and you can look at it over time. Look at it when it's on drawdown. See how it's changed. And when it changes, the personality of it changes and those fish will behave accordingly. Even on a local level, whenever I go to fish the big lake, it's not the same as when I go to fish the little lake. For instance, the big lake is full of shad and shiners. The little lake doesn't have any of those. It's got minnows and bluegill and some shellcracker and other types of sunfish. So that in itself tells me that certain presentations are apt to work in one over the other. We have to keep that in mind. Whenever we're out fishing, we have to take the personality of the lake and their temperamental things. They change from season to season over the course of the year. There are a lot of moving parts across all the lakes. Let's say you have a brand new angler. He's just learning how to fish. He's trying to find the ropes. And he really doesn't have anybody around him to teach him. His sole source of information is YouTube and the internet. But the videos that he sees from prominent YouTube anglers, while factually correct, are leading him astray. They don't apply to his area. And it's not the YouTuber's fault. They're catching fish and they are actually correct in what they're talking about. But it just doesn't apply. What happens is that new young angler, well, he goes out and he gets skunked time after time, and he gets frustrated, and chances are he may give up. So you have to keep it in mind. It's specific to your area, and I can't stress that enough. I wish this was something that somebody had told me a long time ago. Whenever I was young, first starting out fishing, I didn't know. I'm watching Bill Dance and Roland Martin and Jimmy Houston and all these fishing shows every Saturday, and I'm watching these guys slay those fish, one right after the other, and it was effortless. I would go out to try to fish, and I would get frustrated because I kept getting skunked. What am I doing wrong? I thought to myself. Why can't I get this right? Well, it wasn't that I was improperly applying the technique. It wasn't the technique, it was the place. What they were doing worked on the private lakes that they fish. You have to remember it's a TV show, so they're going to catch fish because they fish private fisheries for the most part. And you have to remember that it applies to their region. Stay down, stay down. That's a good one. Ooh, he's landing. Come on, big boy. I'm hooked. Ooh, honey. Ooh. This is why we came here. So there you have it. While YouTube and the internet are great tools and resources when it comes to bass angling, they can also lead you astray and be confusing. Learn your fisheries, learn what tips and tricks apply to you and your area. And when you're going outside of your area, don't be afraid to ask questions and learn about the lakes you're going to. Thanks for watching Lowbrow Fishing. We'll catch you in the next one.